It's an instruction guide to opening doors? Assure yourself to them portals themselves have burst open before the transcending of these by them can. Yeah, makes perfect sense. That's it then, huh? These screens are for showing the departures and arrivals. Either the monitors are out, or all flights are cancelled. I hope it's the former. It's a big airport. Really big. No, a huge airport. Yeah, no, it almost doesn't seem like a window at all, but just a really big painting. Hey, wait, it is a painting! The Perfect Illusion. A picture of a gigantic airport. A bench. Perfect for those times when your plane just doesn't want to show up. I don't have time. I just don't. Nice fluffy seat cushions. Great after long flights and long taxi rides. Nothing here.
What on earth is this?
Great, I'm so fond of plants. No, I might end up with gazillions of those little hydrating pellets rolling around in my pockets. Last time I checked, I don't bark and walk around on all fours.
You can if you want to.
A world map. Wow. I'm ecstatic. I won't need this. Not until I'm ready to take over the world. It's a soft drink. It contains high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweetener, artificial flavors, phosphoric acid, some sugar, preservatives, and lemon flavor. I think just holding it is bad for my health. It's too heavy to carry it around in my pockets. It takes cash and cash cards, but I'm not in the mood for a Loca right now. I'm all thumbs when it comes to mechanical stuff. Why do you think I became a reporter? That is definitely impossible.
How? It takes cash cards, doesn't it?
Ooh, a national infiltrator. It's a couple days old, but still.
Why can't we talk to this newspaper?
No, I have the originals back at the office. An ashtray. Wow, this thing's old. It's not like those fancy casino ashtrays with the rotating top. I don't smoke. I'm not particularly fond of old ashtrays. They say you should talk to flowers. I wonder if it works for plastic ones, too. They say you should talk to flowers. I wonder if it works for plastic ones, too. Ugh, I hate plastic.
What's plastic done to you? Are these bones?
Welcome to Waikiki Beach. This is the Waikiki Club. Not the most creative name in the world, but what can you do? I think someone might notice it's gone. This is the employees-only entrance. I should stop trying to pick up everything I see. This must be the staff rec room. Where are all the islands that don't have volcanoes? Well, I guess they wouldn't be the same otherwise. There's a lot of things I'd like to own, but my own personal volcano I can do without. Absolutely! Just find me a helicopter. I'm not walking there on foot. It reads, Club card required for entrance. Trespassers will be eaten. Wait, somebody added something to the bottom. We're not kidding. Eaten? Who in the world would join this club? Or be a guard?
Hold on. The bottom of this poster looks like it says, yes, really.
It's nice, but I prefer to collect movie posters. I'm sure that warning applies to poster thieves, and I'm not going to try and find out. I shouldn't. That guy keeps looking over here and might see me. Can't do that to a poster. If I had a ballpoint pen, I might have some fun with this, but without one, I don't know. I really hate this fake shanty hut architecture they have at these clubs. There's no door. There's no door. I'm not in the mood for a conversation.
Fair enough.
Stop! No trespassing. Club members only.
I am a club member.
So you are. Then please enter. No, hang on. I will have to see your club card first.
Unfortunately, I lost it a while back.
You hardly look like our ordinary guests. No admittance without a card. Did I make myself clear?
And what is it exactly that makes me not look like one of your club members?
Well, for a start, look at the way you're dressed. If only you wore the traditional headgear for this club.
Speaking of that traditional headgear you mentioned, what is it, if I may ask?
See, if you don't even know that, you're clearly not one of our guests. Otherwise, you would have known that this is a Waikiki straw hat adorned with the traditional club feather. Furthermore, the size of the feather tells me about the position in the hierarchy, which determines how the guest will be treated in this place.
Wow, okay. That's quite full on. Anyway, where is everyone else's headgear?
How can I get membership in your club?
Well, for that, you have to fill in an application form. Then it's up to Director Gundlach to decide whether you can be accepted as a member or not.
Let me see this miraculous form, please.
No problem. This will be, 10,000 for service fees.
I'm pretty sure that we still have $10,000.
Here's my cash card.
I'm sorry, but we only accept cash.
Tell me about this wonderful $10,000 opportunity.
Well, I have to reach out my hand under the table and grab the correct form.
And you get a whopping $10,000 for that?
Not quite. In respect of the year's fees, and with people like you, most of it's invested into reliable debt collectors.
Okay, I've changed my mind. I'm on an important mission. Could I just talk to somebody in this area?
Did you comprehend that it is my job to keep every poor person's mundane issues away from our honorable guests?
I just wanted to...
But, you could go write a postcard to that person instead.
It's about a certain life. My life.
Maybe you'll understand it this way. Would you want to get offered scout cookies during your extraordinarily expensive club vacation?
Hey, do I really look like a scout to you?
You haven't answered my question yet. Do you want to get disturbed?
Not really.
Okay, that was a disturbing laugh.
Perhaps you didn't notice, but I am the renowned international reporter and author of best-selling books, Zak McKracken. I don't need any club card to identify myself.
Hang on, the McKracken? Who wrote that totally fictional article which excoriated the racketeering of allegedly dubious South Seas clubs about 2 years ago?
Well, it wasn't like I didn't point out the good things. I mean, I talked about the endless white beaches.
You only did that precisely once, when it was about the promises made in our brochures.
And what I had to say about the wonderful weather and warm temperatures.
You only wrote that you couldn't stand it. The high ozone concentration favored sunburn even after a mere 5 minutes without sunscreen, together with sleepless nights from an unbearable temperature because of the air conditioning not working.
But I did have all that praise for the azure pool and the waves crashing into the beach.
Ah, you mean that blue, which was barely visible due to algae, and you mean the waves, which showered you with sea urchins and lion's mane jellyfish?
Just a misunderstanding, but I definitely talked about the place with the modestly priced cocktails, didn't I?
But actually, they did not even try tasting a cocktail, since even tap water was insanely expensive, and its price could only be beaten by the taxis which took you to the airport.
I give up.
That's a pity, since we weren't even at the point with the staff.
Let's just forget it. You must not have heard me. I'm Gisbert Gundlach, the director's long-lost half-brother. He gave me permission to go in.
Ah, so you're one of those. So listen carefully. Director Gundlach recently announced that if another guy turned up that would try to get admittance by concocting a cock and bull story, he fully authorized me to deliver him to our resident cannibal.
Cannibals?
Yes, perhaps you're already bothered to read our sign? Since you are one of those liars, aren't you?
I'm sorry, but sometimes I just can't help myself.
You don't say.
Okay, I'll go and get my ID card.
Good. Will you stay behind the security line? Thank you.
Well, this is awkward. If that weird cabana guy won't let me into the beach area, then I'll have come all this way to talk to Annie for nothing. I have to think of something.
A straw hat and a feather.
A handsome hat made from a feather and a bird's nest. Now that's what I call creative. The bird's nest combined with the feather. It's crazy, but it's possible. It could even make a nice hat, as long as you don't mind all the bird droppings. Wow, just look at that lovely club headgear.
Ooh, what a big thingy you got there. So have a nice day, sir.
The most informative paper you can buy. I highly recommend it. And that's not just because I edited it.
Oh, so this must be the article that they were talking about. Oh, there's a hint here for the owl. Well, I'll say owl. It says chickens here, but it does mention that they lay more eggs.
Whoa! Oh boy. A nude beach for senior citizens. It's a palm tree. Too bad it's plastic. I need a saw to do that. Nope. I've never been a champion climber. Some beach guests. No, thank you. I don't know them, and I don't want to disturb them. A glistening inflatable beach ball made from plastic. I love the noise that makes. Somebody stole my beach ball once. It was the most traumatic, non-alien related event in my life. I don't have time for playing. I don't want to talk to a complete stranger.
But that's all you do.
I don't want to talk to a complete stranger. Once again, I don't know what you're talking about. One of those leather hippie bags. This only has some sort of all-natural, nasty-smelling vitamin cookies. They're the last thing I need. What do you think he'd say if I just went and picked up his backpack?
Try it and find out.
This is just a regular club towel. If I did that, I'm sure it'd be seconds before the cabana crew showed up and threw me out. Unfortunately, someone is already using it.
There's room.
I don't think he'd be too happy if I got my sweat all over his towel. Although if he was happy, I think I would start taking my vacations elsewhere. That lotion belongs to the club guest. Man, is that guy pale! I don't want to steal that from him. Last thing I need is to save the world with greasy hands. I don't need to slather that stuff on.
Annie? I thought that Annie had black hair.
A small island, untouched by progress. $10 says there'll be an airport there within the year. This would be a good real estate investment, that's for sure.
I will talk to Annie in a minute. I'm going to finish off exploring the area first.
A fish. The logo of any bar with nothing worth eating. I'd like to, but it's out of reach. A rope would definitely be handy here. Or maybe a pickup truck. One of those hideous South Seas tourist bars. One good push would probably fall apart. I wouldn't take it if you paid me. There's no door. Actually, I wouldn't mind a tall drink right now. Too bad no one's around to make one for me. At least it's neatly polished. There's not even a bell or something to get the bartender over here. Hi, Annie.
Zak, what on earth are you doing here?
Just, happened to be in the area. You know how it is.
Now what a coincidence.
Tell me, Annie, do you happen to know what story I was working on last?
Trying to be funny, Zak?
Always.
No, seriously. I must have been following a big scoop. All I can remember was that I was in an airplane in the dead of night, but when I woke up the next morning, I couldn't remember anything else.
You're giving the impression of being quite addle-headed right now, so I guess a decent vacation would do you some good.
Vacation? Hell no. I have to save the world.
Not wanting to save the world again? Stop working so hard at it, Zak.
Yeah, I read about your wedding. So how did you meet this Jacques?
I met him in Paris at an art show 2 months ago. A most beautiful vacation, by the way. Jacques is such a lovely, nice, courteous, sensitive,
Wet blanket?
polite, balanced, and special kind of guy.
So nothing like me, eh?
Pardon?
Oh, nothing. Go on. You were just soliloquizing about your French demigod.
How cute! So you're seriously jealous, aren't you?
Me? Jealous? Don't make me laugh. I'm not at all. I mean, maybe just, you can't blame me for being a little...
Oh, and to this day, I thought you felt something towards me.
Well, yes, it's not quite like that, okay? I am... No, wait. I was hooked on you, at least a little bit. Yes, well...
He's lying over there, by the way. He prefers to enjoy the power of the blazing sun.
Wait, what? The albino vampire over there? You even sure he is French? Judging from that skin color, he could just as well be a Caponian.
Ooh, stop cracking your foul jokes, Zak.
Too bad. What did you say Jacques does for a living again?
He serves in a fish restaurant as a waiter and...
And?
The job is just a means of disguise. In reality, he's a secret agent, but this must not be known by anybody.
Secret agent working as waiter gets served as charming reporter steals wife. Or what about marriage scamming secret agent beaten by heroic reporter with a huge baguette?
You've got that look in your face again, as if you were brooding over a new sensational report. One of my pet hates.
What? You hate Jacques?
No, that look.
What's Jacques' current assignment? Let me guess. He's trying to see if suntan oil companies are lying about the SPFs of their products.
No, not that. He read a newspaper article about the unscrupulous owner of a South Seas Club who is suspected to be head of an internationally organized gang of uber villains.
Wow, tell me more. This really sounds like a fascinating story. Sunstroke on Waikiki Beach. Wannabe agent served burn notice.
I don't know any more about it, but you can go and ask Jacques if he would agree to sell you the exclusive rights.
Can you explain how Jacques can work as an undercover agent and still be a waiter at the same time?
Ah, now I see. Your aim is to reveal the catastrophic plans being hatched in the posh restaurants of Paris, right?
Whatever. Anyway, you got any hints up your sleeve?
Well, the hardest thing is to pass the aptitude test. You have to balance a tray full to the brim. Such tests can only be passed with lots of talent and practice. But another important aspect is the way you express yourself verbally. If you don't know how to use language the right way, a sophisticated audience will treat you as if you're just not there.
Oh, Lord, I don't think I can make it that far.
Well, to learn how to express yourself, you only need to read a good book on the subject. I'm reading one right now to improve my own skills because I don't want to embarrass Jacques.
Really, this whole secret agent thing, you're pulling my leg, aren't you?
Exactement.
What's that book you're reading?
Ah, that book. Well, it's from Jacques' private library. It's about the aesthetics of the French language. We don't want to disgrace ourselves once we're in France, do we?
A book about proper grammar? Always wanted one of those.
I'd love to give it to you, but to begin with, I got it from Jacques as a present, and it's already the 4th time I've read it. And also, I'm not keen on lying in the sun without anything to read. Besides, Jacques is being so tight-lipped.
Maybe I can find a replacement for the book somewhere. I gotta run. See you.
See you, Zach.
We could give Annie this newspaper and she would swap it for the book. But there is also 2 other solutions. One involves using petroleum jelly with the suntan lotion, and the other involves using this shovel with the sand. Anyway, I'm not sure what's been going on with Annie and why they've written her in this manner. But to be honest, I don't know why they've written quite a lot of this game in this manner. Anyway, let's cover up Jax.
Oh, I remember how much I used to love digging in the sand at the beach as a kid. Now that I get to bury Jacques in the sand, I am enjoying it even more. Remember, kids, this is just a video game starring trained professionals. Don't try this at home. Dum-de-dum. And there. It's done. And nobody noticed. Zachary, this sandcastle is a true masterpiece. Annie, something horrible just happened.
What is it?
Well, I don't know how to put it into words.
Zach, I'm not getting equally tanned, so please hurry up a little bit.
But I don't want to hurt you, Annie.
You're really starting to give me the creeps, Zach. So what is it? Speak up!
It's about Jacques.
What on earth happened?
What on earth happened? We have covered Jack in a massive mound of sand, so it's most likely that he is going to die from suffocation. Right, when I mentioned the writing, that wasn't the worst of it. Get ready for this one.
I met him at the entrance. He had a full backpack and a very jaunty hat.
Yes, and your point?
And, apart from the hat, he was buck naked.
And so?
And further, he didn't have any clothes on, Annie.
Did the sight stun you somehow, or what? I insist on knowing what happened after that.
Oh, well, he said something about moving to the North Pole. I think it was about trying to find himself and such. And he told me to tell you goodbye and best wishes. He was really sorry that it had to end this way.
Pardon? To the North Pole? For real? But say...
Yes?
Well, I'm asking myself if it wasn't just a couple of kids who buried him in there. Maybe in that sand heap over there.
Kids? Do you see any kids here, Annie?
No, only somebody who appears to have stayed young forever. You!
Do you really think that I would be childish enough to bury a human being like that?
Well, in all honesty, no. Point taken, since you're way too uncool to do that.
Oh, yes, thank you. I feel so vindicated.
I'm sorry, Zach.
Yeah, go ahead. Pick on the ones who can't fight back.
Are you sure that he doesn't want to come back?
Absolutely. That was his final answer.
Drat! Why is it I always have this bad luck with guys?
Because you're blonde?
Pardon?
Oh, nothing. Just thinking out loud.
And you really think it was because of hair colour? You probably have a point there. Huh! It must be because of my fabulous mop-like hairstyle that all men just turn and run. That scumbag! He may as well go and jump in a lake. I'm also planning to thwart all his career plans. That's as sure as death and taxes.
This is my chance.
Zach?
Yes?
Thank you so much for your efforts and your help. Maybe we could go and have a coffee together sometime again. How about that?
Sure thing. Well, that went well. Annie's okay with it. And poor Jacques got what was coming to him. She took the book with her. Man, I could have used that. My last hope is she left it somewhere by accident. Maybe the airport?
Yes, this really just happened. Zak has potentially killed someone just so he can ruin their marriage. Although death kind of does ruin marriages.
You see what can be done with a little creativity and know-how.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Hey, it's Annie's book. Must have slipped between the cushions before she left.
You know, as big books tend to.
A book teaching proper verbal manners. The back reads, be it your local scientific symposia, invitation to a formal blue-blooded dinner party, or even a run-in with your local biker gang, good verbal manners will make you successful in all aspects of life. This leads outside to the runway.
Yeah, it might help if I bought a ticket. We have been to Mexico, although we do need to return there at some point. Paris, San Francisco. Alright, let's go to Paris.
Yeah, let's go to Paris.